Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Rooted Podcast. We are back. We had a couple things going on. Life happens, people are traveling everywhere. Ben had a family medical emergency, but everybody's fine and healthy. So, all good there. Just a little bit of a scare, but no need to fear. We are back at it, back on the mic, and we are so excited. We finally get to tell y'all about our trip to Missouri. Uh, you know, we're going to let you know all about it. We had some bumps along the road, but trust me, we still had a great time. But as always, before we get into all this and we tell you about our days there, Ben, start us off right with that Bible verse, my friend.
All right, we are in 1 Timothy chapter 6. I'm going to hit you with verse 12. Fight the good fight for the true faith. Hold tightly to the eternal life to which God has called you, which you have declared so well before many witnesses. Guys, this is a great reminder that when you're in the trenches, when you're walking every day with Christ, it's not going to be easy. There's nothing easy about being a child of God. Nobody said it was going to be, and if they did, then they're lying to you. You will be tested, there will be trials, but I promise you it's worth every single second. There's nothing greater than being a child of God. So you have to keep your head up, eyes on Jesus, good, bad, ugly, indifferent. Jesus all the time. That's the only thing I can tell you to do, and that will change your life drastically.
I couldn't agree more. You got to put him first. And listen, sometimes when it gets rough, and life gets hard, you got to lean on him. And we had a moment like that where we just had to lean on God and just make it all work out. And we'll get to that. But Ben, let's dive into day one of Missouri. So, we get in. It don't matter what time we leave to go anywhere. We show up 11 o'clock or midnight. That's about our standard. We could leave at 2 in the afternoon and the place could be a half hour away. We'll show up at midnight. It somehow happens.
Every time.
Every time.
Yep,
So,
every
which is
time.
fine. We roll in there. We get in the hotel. Well, actually, first we go and meet the boys at the camp because they're staying like only 5 minutes away from the spot. They got a camper.
Yeah, side by side right away.
And we are in a hotel, 20 minutes away, which is glorious and fine. Yeah. But so we drop off the trailer, which, by the way, guys, this trailer, oh my goodness. I feel sorry for Ben. Ben was basically driving a big old wind sail behind him all the way up to Missouri. Ben, tell them how you had this thing rigged up. So there's a trailer, side by side, decoys, A-frames are on there.
Well, I had about 50 dozen decoys, goose decoys included. I had 2 A-frames on top of the rack on the roof of that rig. And then I had a whole mess of spinning wing decoys and pulsators and flappers and everything else in there because I was bound and determined to have enough decoys to do it right and to be able to hunt whatever we needed to hunt, geese, ducks, whatever, you name it. That's what I was there for. And dadgummit, we loaded that rascal down. That trailer was like, it was not happy. The whole route. It was upset.
Like it. And it didn't help that it was a windy night,
Yeah.
Big old gust of winds.
Oh, man, there's a couple times driving in, I was like, woo. Stay in between the mayonnaise and mustard, brother. Stay in the paint. Stay in the paint, or you're going to be off the street in the ditch real quick.
Yeah, that's not a good place to be, especially with that big old rig.
No, and as wet as it was, the old 250 would have probably just sit there and spin.
Yep. So we finally get there, right? And we go to bed, whatever. And finally, we wake up. By golly, it's time to go hunt. Let's go have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cold as crap. I don't know how cold it was the first day, but my God, it was cold. And, my brain didn't click the night before, but it clicked on the drive over there. I'm thinking, we're going to drive this nice big old truck right to the side-by-side, and then we got to get on this side-by-side and drive it to where we're going. And the guys that we were with said it was like a 5-minute side-by-side ride. And I'm thinking, It's mighty cold right now. It's gonna be real cold when we're going 30 mile an hour down the street in a side by
Yep.
side, and we ain't got a
Yep.
windshield. No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. And you think I remembered my big old nice insulated neck gaiter that day? It's in the hotel like a big goober. I'm like, well, good. This is great. Ben forgot his beanie, so
Yep.
that was awesome. So
Mm-hmm.
we hop in that rig, and Ben, please interject whenever you feel. But we were going out, and listen, Ben side by side. Now look, anything Ben Cole owns, okay, it's gonna be a little bit up on now. Okay, it's gonna be loved on.
I put
It's
it
gonna be
through the
used.
paces. I put it
That's
through
right.
the paces. In fact, this side by side, John was like, "Man, I'd just buy that from you one day." I said, "Brother, ain't no way I'd sell this rig to you. Ain't no way. I already know what she's been through, and I'll give it to you one day, but I ain't selling nothing to you. You can just have that rascal." So we start to. The thing is I was probably supposed to change the oil a lot sooner than I did, and
Ain't no probably about it.
no, that's true. Well, we get to going, and I'm like, gosh dang, this thing won't go. I mean, it just wouldn't go. Just rev up and just sit still. I was like, oh, great.
Ooh.
This is fantastic. Well, we let her warm up a minute, and then she fired on all cylinders, just gone. Well, I thought, well, I probably ought to check the oil in that rascal because, I ain't changed it in a minute, and I probably ought to do that this year. But it's a Honda, man. They last forever, right?
Oh yeah, dude.
Built
Absolutely.
to last, buddy. Them Hondas are built to take a beating. So
Yep.
we get out to the hole, and I told John, I said, man, remind me to check the oil on that rascal when we get back to the truck, so that way I can see if I need to add a gallon or 5. So we do our hunt, nothing in the pit blind. I ain't seen a duck. It's a no duck. It's too cold. No duck. They moved south. They just moved on south, man.
Bye bye.
They were in the V formation flying over us like, smell y'all later. We going south, baby. Going to Arkansas
That's
and
it.
Louisiana.
Bye.
They said, bye-bye, boys. And we did not, them ducks were gone. And
Yeah.
that's what happens, when you're duck hunting. That's one of the uncontrollables in that situation is they can get up and fly on and be gone, and you don't even realize they left. They do it overnight sometimes. It's just the nature of the
I
beast.
mean, yeah, we may have seen and whenever I say see, we saw thousands of birds, but it don't do you no good when they're, 100 yards above you going away from you. But I'd say we actually probably had 2 or 3 small groups, like 8 or less, kind of somewhat look at our decoys and thought about playing the game, and and they thought about it for like 5 seconds, and that was about it.
Yeah, especially on the geese. But back to the old Honda. So we get done with the hunt. We're, goofing off, and I went to go get it. And of course, I'm thinking in my head, man, this is going to be a glory shot driving the Honda through the flooded field, slinging mud. Beautiful picture in my head of this slow motion video that we were going to capture. Well, once again, the old girl just ran, didn't go nowhere. I thought, here we are. Same spot we were this morning. I didn't realize she'd get that cold that fast, but she did. And we finally got her to warm up. And then halfway into the water, she decided she was not running no more. Like she was running, but wasn't moving. She just didn't move at all. So I thought, dadgummit, there goes my shot. She warms up. I get onto the pit, and me and John strike out of there, and she's warm by then, by golly. She's ready to go. She rips right out of that duck hole like it owes her money. We get back to the truck. Coldest ride, I think, in my entire life. I had a brain freeze on the forehead. Like the frontal lobe was frozen.
I thought
to myself, man, I am dumb or something. Like I am just, something's not right because here I am chasing after these little feathered creatures, and I am not prepared for it. I have no beanie. I finally put the hood on my jacket over my head to hold my hat down because the wind kept trying to take it off. And then finally I was like, forget it. Just hang my hat up on the handlebar there, and whew, that was
Right it out.
brisk on the old forehead. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cold on the brow. Let me
Yep.
just tell you, whoo-wee. I mean, headache cold. And so we finally get back after that treacherous ride, I'll say. And I popped the old dipstick. She ain't got no Earl in her, Clark. She ain't got no oil, baby. And
I know what's wrong with it.
I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no oil in it. I said, John, we ain't got no oil.
No.
He said, that does not surprise me.
Yep. Sounds about right. Let's go get some oil.
Yeah, so we went into town, got us some lunch and, all that good jazz, and came back with 2 quarts of oil. And, my golly, she was almost 2 quarts low. We put a whole quarter in there, and she was finally starting to show a little bit there. And ran like a scalded dog after that. I mean, like a scalded dog. Yeah, no problems there. She was just meow out of there.
Needed a little bit of oil in her.
She just needs some Earl in her. She'll be good, but I'm gonna get her serviced here soon. I busted a CV joint.
Okay.
I got an axle broke and all kind of good stuff. Oh yeah, yep. Broken axle. That's been broke for probably a year now. I saw it back there and I was like, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. It's still all together. So, it's not like it's clanking or nothing. So I figured, well, when it falls off, I'll put a new one on there.
It'll be all right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it'll come out in the wash. But I'll tell you, that little rig is a tough ride. I'm telling you.
Dude, I love that thing, man. It's it's got a lot of memories, but that it's just tough, dude. They just go and go and go and go. I mean, we've run over trees with that thing. Yeah. Been through swamps. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
My little mini bulldozer is what I call it.
Yeah. I mean, that thing's just incredible. So, the duck hunt doesn't go as planned, or as we had hoped. So then we're seeing a bunch of geese, especially that first morning. We saw a bunch.
Mm-hmm. A bunch.
And then Ben's like, okay, let's go kill these geese. I'm like, all right, cool. So we go riding around, and so Ben, we picked this one spot, and then we eventually decided something different. Kind of talk us through what went through your mind, what was going through your mind. I know you were really trying to find cover, which is kind of hard to do in that area of the country. There's not, just big old oak trees you can just lean up against around there. So what were you looking for? What were you trying to do to get those geese to land?
Man, what I'm trying to do is look for a good open spot in the field that has some food in there that they will land in and have enough room to pitch down into the decoy spread. But the hardest part about that spot was finding the hide. Mm-hmm. Man, that was tough because all the levees were mowed everywhere. There was nothing super dense that we could back up to. So we did the best we could with what we had. And we backed those A-frames up to this one little tiny clump of trees right on the edge. But the problem is they weren't close enough. So that levee rolls off on one side. And so then the blind was sitting cattywampus, as I like to call it. And, that's not comfortable for anybody. So word to the wise, if you're going to hunt a levee like that, bring a layout blind that you can tuck into, or some people call them the coffin blinds or whatever. Put those on the levee and tuck them all together, and you'll vanish. Those geese will finish every time. But that's one of the biggest struggles that I saw with that whole setup was the hide. And I had a feeling in the very beginning when we got out there and that sun came up on day one, I was like, boy, it's going to be hard to hide from these geese in an A-frame. It's going to be hard, real hard, because there's just no cover. I mean, there's none. You got a big old square of grass that it's not like that anywhere else, just right there. Mm-hmm. They're going to pick that out every single time. And that's exactly what they did, because we had several groups that were trying to come in, trying to do it, and they would have done it if we would have been in A-frames, but they picked those blinds out like crazy. And man, we gave it our best shot. That's all we had at the time. And, we gave it our best, and and good old hoorah, get her done, pitter patter, get at her, and we went swinging for the fences and struck out.
Yeah, and that just happens. We had, I don't know how many dozens of geese decoys. Now this was specks and snows, but I mean, how many do you think we had out there?
Uh, Probably, I want to say, probably 35, 40 dozen.
Yeah, and probably could have used double that, triple that. I mean,
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
thing I think a lot of people don't really realize, and I'm speaking to someone who's, you know, that's the second time in my life I've hunted Missouri, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a lot of experience in know all, but you know, these especially specks and snows, they're in ginormous groups for the most part, it
Mm-hmm.
seems. And man, to fool them, you can't just throw out 2 dozen decoys. That's not going to work. You have to look like a big feed going on. And whenever them sock decoys are nice and rolled up and in that bag, it looks like, oh, we could put this out in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Nah,
No.
you're out there for 2 hours just sticking and putting it in there and opening them up and
Yeah.
trying to make some sort of sense about it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to give them a pocket to land into, and then you get a different idea, you pick them all up and change them, and it just takes time. But you really have to have a lot of decoys to really make a difference, is what it
Yeah.
kind of sounds like to me. So, which I felt like we had a decent amount of decoys, obviously, and I definitely agree. It was really just a blind that kind of wouldn't really seal the deal. Had we been in
Mm-hmm.
layouts, I think we would at least shot something. Because man, we had some specs really wanting to come on in there, but you know it just didn't work out.
Yeah, man. So those specs, they'll pick you out in a heartbeat, and an adult snow goose will too. The hide was our problem. That was our biggest problem the whole time was the hide. They
Hmm.
saw it. They're like, nope, ain't cool. That wasn't there yesterday. It's a big old block of grass. I know better. Been shot out of been shot at from those 100 times. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm telling you guys, the hide is the most important aspect of waterfowl hunting.
yeah. The bottom line, dude, if they pick you out, they ain't coming into your spread, no matter how good
Nope,
it is.
nope, because they have the aerial view, so they have the advantage. You have to be so hidden that they cannot detect you at all when they're in flight. That is the
Mhm.
point. That's what you got to do. And you know, decoys or whatever. I mean, obviously, there's a strategy, there's a plan, there's a way to do that.
Mhm.
But if you can have the best decoy spread in the world, but if your hide's not good, they're not coming. They'll look at
Right.
you. They'll look. They'll look and they'll act interested, but they're gonna be like, "Mm, I already know that deal. We've been there too many times."
They're gonna go bye bye. Yeah,
Yep.
it's just part of it, man. It does happen,
Yeah.
but so we're setting up these A-frames. We're getting a
Mm-hmm.
lot of brush, and we've talked about this before. But Ben loves to brush a blind. Now he gets
Yeah.
in on it. Now look, that's why he kills a lot of stuff. But yeah, so anyway, the bottom line is we're getting a lot of this grass and stuff that's along these ditches and levees and whatever. And well, old Ben goes to grab this patch of brush or whatever. And buddy, he sets his pinky right into this big old thorn, and he comes back to me, and his pinky's just sliced open. I mean, like crazy, blood all the way down everything. I mean, and I'm like, dude, what did you get mauled by a bobcat? Like, or what the heck happened to you, man? And he's like, yeah, I cut my finger over here on a sticker. I was like, God. And of course, we don't have nothing with us. No paper
No.
towels, no band aid,
No.
nothing to stop it. And he's
No.
just over there holding with his gloves, trying to keep the bleeding. And
Yeah.
somebody, I forget who it was, but somebody had some sort of wipe with them. I
Oh,
forget.
I know what wipe it was.
Okay.
It was called Bob's Butt Wipes. Bob's Butt Wipes saved the day, boys. Oh, yeah. It was awesome. Wrap that baby up, and funny story, I'm looking at the hole in my finger now, and that piece of hide ended up falling off, John. I probably should have gotten stitches. Probably would have been the best idea, but y'all, we was hunting. We ain't about doing none of that, and thankfully we had old Bob's Butt Wipes there for us. That's a free plug for them. We thank you for stopping the bleeding on my finger. Yeah,
it plugs more than I'm telling you.
It'll clean more than your honey. I'll tell you that. It'll clean the blood off your finger too.
And then, so we had just a little bit of service.
Yeah.
And using Ben's phone, I text the other guy that was with us, hey, I cut my finger, please bring a Band-Aid if you got one. This dude comes back with like a paper towel and a roll of duct tape.
And zip ties.
That's what it was. I'm like, gosh, we are idiots. None of us brought Band-Aids. I mean, so from now on, I will have a little tiny first aid kit good enough to go with us. But I'm like, oh my goodness, man.
John, the trouble is I've got a first aid kit in the backseat of my truck.
I know. I know. That was 3 miles away.
I know.
I'll tell you what, man. That's the thing about a place like that. It's so flat and there's nothing in the way. Yeah. Like, we could darn near, we could see camp,
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just right over there. Mm-hmm. No, it's pretty. It's a far walk, but yeah, it's just, man. That was one of the funniest things. Like, and then as the camera guy, you get all serious, right? We're trying to work this group of geese, and you see Ben over there hitting the skull, and he's holding his gun. You just see a butt wipe zip tied to his pinky. You're like, what the crap? I mean, just the things you do, man.
Hey, man, I christened that blind with blood while I was brushing it because I wasn't about to stop.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I got to get going, so I'm brushing. Every now and then I'd stop, put my finger up to my chest and try to stop the bleeding long enough, and then I'd go right back to it. Then one time I looked down and I had blood just running down my hand. And it had dripped all over the brush and the blind. I was like, oh, well, there we go. Whoopsie.
Yeah, I mean, here's what it is.
Old Bob's Butt Wipes. Saved the day, y'all. Saved the day.
So
sure did.
That was, let's see. That was the morning.
No, that was afternoon of day one.
Afternoon of day one. So then, we get nothing, and we decide that we're all going to come back for day two right there.
Mm-hmm.
And morning comes, the bottom line is we don't get anything. I'm trying to think. I don't think anything super spectacular happened that morning.
No, I ate a couple honey buns.
Oh, yeah. And, I had some Star Crunches. Those were delicious.
Look, listen, John went to bite into the Star Crunch, and he forgot that it's 10 degrees outside without the wind chill. And he's like, dude, these things are hard as a brick. I was like, oh, yeah, John, it's freezing. Of course they're hard as a brick. My dang honey bun was frozen.
Well, look.
Stuff it down in my waders to warm it up a little bit.
I'm telling you. Now look, I had some difficulty with food on this trip. We went to the gas station. I bought me this glorious loaded breakfast burrito.
Ooh.
I ate about half of it, and I thought, I'm going to bring the other half in the blind. I forgot it both days like a goober. So then on the ride back, I got to eat a frozen burrito. But anyway, so then, finally on the second day, I'm way more geared up. It's way colder, but I got great gear. That Sika stuff kept me warm. I finally had my neck gaiter. I had this awesome beanie that Ben actually gave me. It's like a insulated beanie. I mean, I was good. I had these gloves. They were I guess they're called waiter gloves, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, my point is I was fine. And I had my heater and Ben brought his heater, and I ain't ashamed of it because look, it's 10 degrees. I ain't trying to freeze out there to, prove I'm a man or whatever, dude. I like to, what's the sense in that? So we had both heaters going.
Oh yeah.
And I was cozy, so I was kind of confused why my Star Crunch was a rock. So I put it in front of the heater and warmed her up a little bit, and I ate it. It's good.
Oh yeah, that's right. Golly, Mom, that was funny. I about fell out of my chair laughing at that when he crunched into that thing and about broke his tooth off.
Oh, everybody just heard me go like, "Oh God!"
Yeah, that was frozen solid. Oh my goodness gracious alive!
But
That
now,
is too funny.
the kicker of the trip, we are sitting there. It's supposed to be all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then we were going to hunt Monday morning.
Yeah.
The bottom line to it was the birds were flying south. It just wasn't the right time to be there. And we decided like midday pretty much like, hey, we're going to hunt this evening and we'll pack up and we'll just call it done and we'll leave in the morning. Excuse me. So, we go out there and while Ben's like adjusting the decoys for the evening hunt, I take the side by side and, I drive it away. That way, you don't leave your side by side just parked next to your blind,
Yeah.
So I go to park it and hey, I crushed it. I parked that thing like anyone else could. And I walk back and we have a hunt. And then, shooting light ends and okay, let's go get the side by side and I'll start getting decoys and okay, cool.
You missed the part, John.
Uh-oh.
This is the part when we were like, forget this. We're going home.
Yeah,
we have chased these geese and chased them, and every one of them had flown south. We were out there and had 5,000 the first day just in the area that you could see. And the next day, like 15 or 20. We're like, yeah, nope, it's time. We were watching the sky and watching the sun move across the sky. And we were like, you know what? It is time to go to the house. So that's when John started his trick. He left out a very important part there because we were done, ready to go home.
Yeah. So, the birds were flying south and we said, screw this. I'm going home to my wife.
Yep.
It just wasn't worth it. So I start making the trick. Ben starts getting the decoys. Everything's hunky dory. I get to the side by side. All right, I'm walking up to it and I'm like, man, those lights look like they're on. I'm like, surely that's just like the sun or something hitting it. And I'm walking. I get a little closer. I'm like, man, that's really bright. That's just, I don't think that's the sun. Dude, I get up there. Every light except for the headlights is on that rig. I mean, Ben's got, buddy, if you want to set up a decoy spread in the field, just get Ben's rig and flip the switch because it's bright. Well, I get up there and I'm like, this is good. This is great. The switch is on. Now, I didn't even know where the switch was. So I was like, how the heck did it even turn on? I don't even know how to turn them on. I finally find it. And I'm like, all right, well, hopefully, it's on a different battery or, hopefully it's got enough to crank. No. I get in there. I'm like, oh, good.
Yeah.
Just when I thought we were going to have a good plan, timely matter.
Yeah.
Nope. So I'm waving down Ben. Finally get him to answer his phone. I'm like, hey, this whole side by side is dead. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, yep, the lights are on and it ain't starting.
I was like, oh, good. So, let me walk over there and deal with this. And so I walk over there, and John's like, dude, I didn't mean to do nothing wrong. I said, dude, you didn't do nothing wrong. You didn't. You just parked the dang thing. I don't know what's going on with it, to be honest with you. It's probably from all those years of abuse. She's starting to get a little squirrely on me there. Well, I'm sitting there. And I look at John, and he looks over at me, and I said, boy, I don't know anybody here. Because our group's already back in Nashville.
Yeah,
so
they left that morning.
They left that morning, and we should have followed suit. But we didn't, because we thought, you know what? We'll grind it out. We're here, might as well.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're sitting in there just looking around, looking at the 2.5 mile walk we got back to the truck to get the truck and go to town, get a jump box, because I feel like it was too wet to drive the 250. That's what was going through my mind. Big old diesel heavy truck, flooded fields, probably not the best idea. So I call around, and Todd finally hooks me up with Marshall from Treasure Island Duck Outfitters. And dude, I hadn't heard back from anybody, so here I go. I said, John, you know what? Screw it, I'm just gonna walk. There I go, take off and walking.
Yep. And I
tearing
just start
off,
breaking down, whatever.
Yep. And I was not a happy camper, to say the least. I was very much so not looking forward to that walk, because it was a long walk.
Oh gosh, yeah. And again, you can see it, but so in your mind, you know, you're like, oh, it's just right there, but no, it ain't. It's far away.
Oh no, it's a long way away, and you know that's what was unfortunate about it. But then halfway through my walk, Marshall called me, and he said, "Hey man, what's going on?" And I told him what was going on with our rig, and he said, "Well, I'll be over there in just a minute to pick you up and at least take you to your truck." And I said, "Well, man, I appreciate that." And then he calls me back shortly and said, "Hey, walk over this road over here." And I thought he was talking about the main road up there, but he was actually talking about the road that was a whole heck of a lot closer.
Nice.
A whole lot closer. And he said, "Do you see me?" He said, "I see your decoys." I said, "Yeah, I'm all the way up by the big grain bins." He was like, "Oh, gotcha." I was like, "Yeah, that's my bad. I misread that text. That was my problem." But I tell you, you know, he swung in there, picked me up, and drove me all the way to the side-by-side in his truck, which I'm very happy we did not get that thing stuck. But I got to give a big shout-out to them boys over there at Treasure Island. They helped us in a major way, went out of their way to help us, and, man, great group of dudes to go and help somebody like that all of a sudden, just on a whim. It was awesome. Very thankful for them.
I mean, yeah, dude, we had never met these people ever. At least, I mean, I hadn't. I don't think you have either. And it was so, you know, that just goes to show you too. Like, I know everybody wants to be on the X and everybody wants to kill the Ducks, but at the end of the day, we're on the same team.
Yeah.
So just help each other out. And man, those guys sure did. Marshall did us right. And I'm sitting there breaking down these A-frames, and I see headlights. I'm like, oh gosh, yes, thank God, Ben's coming. I'm like, I don't know who he's with, but he's coming. Yeah. And I just see this truck come rolling through, and I'm like, heck yeah. And then, you know, I see the side by side fire up, and I'm like, all right, now the fun part.
Yeah,
we get to fill this rig, and buddy, did we fill it? I told Ben, I said, hey, maybe we should just make 2 trips. He said, I don't make 2 trips.
1 trip only, John. 1 trip only. He said, well, how are we going to get this other A-frame out of here? I said, watch this. Because right then, in that moment, I had an epiphany of how to hook that A-frame to the back rack. And now it was dangling by 2 ratchet straps. And we cinched that baby as tight as we could. And we got decoy bags hanging every which way. God, I mean, it was an absolute train wreck. And I told John, I said, boy, if we just ease out of here and get back, we're parking this rig. And whatever blows out, I'll pick it up tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, luckily, though, we didn't lose anything. By the grace of God, we got back okay. Everything was taken care of. And we had a safe trip home. You know, so the moral to this story is, even when you're going through a bunch of stuff, God always has you. He always has a plan. He always has everything already figured out for you. He already knew that Marshall was going to come and help us and take care of the side-by-side and all that. He knew all of these things were going to happen.
Yep.
So you just gotta stay firm in your faith, guys, and always keep your eyes on Jesus. And good, bad, ugly, what I said before, just keep your eyes on Jesus. It's never a bad option. It's the best option always.
Yep, and it's gonna be all right. Even look, even on some people would call that a wasted hunting trip, and I'm like, not a chance. We didn't waste a single second of time, if you ask
Nope.
me. Had a phenomenal time. Met some great people. Got introduced to some good folks.
Mm-hmm.
Ate good. Was in God's creation. Had a fun time hunting. Yes, we didn't kill anything. That's hunting, man. It's just part of it.
Oh yeah.
And but if you just can measure success by the people around you and not the number of ducks you kill, you'll be a
Mm-hmm.
lot happier. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, that's right. And we packed up from there and went straight on to Texas, but that's a story for another day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Story for another day.
Just be prepared. I will say that. Maybe bring a jump box and bring your net gator and toboggan for the long, cold ride.
Yep. Every time.
But other than that, that's our Missouri story.
Yeah.
And Ben, I really don't have much else to add. I think we laid it out pretty good. But basically, we had a lot of fun. Had some bumps along the road. Didn't kill a single thing, and had the time of our lives.
We sure did. We had a ball, and I'd do it again with you tomorrow.
Absolutely, me too.
Especially for them milkshakes.
Oh, look. I don't know about y'all, but there's a burger establishment called Burger King that is quite delicious. Yeah. I get that bacon. I think it's called a Bacon King or something. I don't know. It's a double bacon cheeseburger. Get some barbecue sauce. Ben loves it because look, so I'm gluten intolerant, right? So I don't have like celiac disease, but I still really don't eat gluten. It makes me sick, but
yeah,
I can eat a little bit, just not a whole lot. So anyway, when I eat a burger at an establishment like that, I tear the bun as I eat. And Ben loves it. He's been watching me do it for 5 years, and it don't matter. It's hilarious.
I laugh every time. I giggle every time, and then we top it off with milkshakes. In 5-degree weather. And
go figure. Look, but Burger King milkshakes are delicious.
Delicious. Love them.
I mean, gosh, dang. I could go for one right now if I had one.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'm about 30 minutes away from the closest one, so I think I'll just hang out.
I'm about 20 minutes. I think I'll just hang out right here.
Yeah, you could get one at lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
There you
go. But anyway, so see, look, it's all the little things in life that matter, and just put God first, and everything else will pan out.
Yep, surely will. Well, folks, that's all I've got for today. John, you got anything else you want to add?
I don't really think so. I think that's good. That covers it. Of course, please follow, like, share, subscribe to everything on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. We're still on TikTok. I know it got banned while we were in Missouri. We slept through most of it.
Yeah,
but,
we did.
Hey, we're still on there. So if you still have the app, we're still on there. You can check us out. And, yeah, man, just come hang out with us on all the platforms. And also, we'll talk about this more a little later. But for those of you planning in February to be at the NWTF show in Nashville, we will be there. Same booth, 1956. So just want to put that out there as well.
Booth 1956, y'all. Come see us. With that, the redneck is out.
See y'all.